Welcome to this session. Today I am going to demonstrate how we can deploy an Angular application on S3 bucket and how we can publish that S3 bucket through CloudFront and how we can deploy the application to the S3 bucket using AWS CodePipeline. So for that I have an account on AWS. I have opened already and I have pushed a sample Angular project into the GitHub repository. So now I'm going to create S3 bucket. So we can name the bucket this is my domain name, the next gen solutions. And I'm going to name a bucket as a shop dot the next gen solutions. And yeah, ACL is disable and block all public access because we are going to access this bucket using CloudFront. We don't need to allow to public access and everything is good and create a bucket. Yeah, the bucket has been created and we can create CloudFront. There is a let me use the same name, shop dot the next gen solutions. And yes, we can add okay, we can add this custom domain later and click next button and select S3 bucket. So let's select this bucket and choose it. Yes, grant CloudFront permission to access my origin and use recommended origin settings and click next. This is this page is for security purpose. If we want to use web application firewall, we can enable it. This is demo page, right? We don't want to enable this web application firewall. It this service is little costly, so I don't want this service. It helps us to prevent cyber threat from the cloud. So now I select do not enable security protections and click next. Yes, everything is good and we can create the distribution now. CloudFront takes little time to create this distribution. Here it's saying lost modified deploying, right? It takes little time to create this service. And we are going to create an SSL certificate on AWS service and we will use that service within the CloudFront. So let's see one by one how will it will work. And when we click this origin, we can see that S3 bucket has been selected here. And when we go to this bucket, we can see this permission page. Here, this bucket policy has been added automatically. When we create CloudFront distribution, the time it was prompting to enter that S3 bucket. The time when we provide that S3 bucket details and it asks to give access to update the S3 bucket policy that time we provided it. So this is how it's updated automatically. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, it's still deploying and let's add a domain name meanwhile. And our domain name is the next gen solutions. And here is the page, right? Now create certificate in ACM. It's a free of cost. We don't want to pay for it. If we use the our certificate within that AWS service, we don't want to pay for it. So I'm going to enter my wildcard domain. So here it's star dot the next gen dot solutions and yes, record state. When I request, I use GoDaddy DNS server, so it's asked to validate this CNAME uh, to verify I am the owner of this domain. So here in the DNS record, so I need to add CNAME, and the name is like this. Okay, and the value. This is the value. Let me enter that value, and TTL period is minimum, so half an hour. Okay, and click save it. Uh, this verification is pending. Okay, it takes little time to verify the certificate. So the validation is pending. So it has to validate with this CNAME. Let's verify whether the CNAME is valid or not. Okay, let's go to this MS Toolbox website and enter the CNAME value, and let's check this value. Yeah, this value has been created. So let's see whether it's validated or not. It takes a little time. Let's see what happened with our distribution. It was created, right? So here the still is deploying. It takes a little time. Okay, and the certification page. So the validation is pending, and we have to wait for a couple of minutes. So meanwhile, we can upload a sample index page to these S3 buckets. So then we can test the URL, right? So when we click upload and add files, I have created an index file. I just upload it on this web S3 bucket. So it's uploaded, and we can see the items, objects in this page. Yes, it's uploaded. We cannot directly browse this index page because we are going to access this S3 bucket through the CloudFront service. So I'm going to use my customized domain. So for that, I have created a certificate on AWS certificate manager. So it takes little time to validate the DNS CNAME record. Okay, so let's wait for a couple of minutes. Then the distribution is also deploying. It takes little time. So meanwhile, let me explain my repository details. Here I have pushed my Angular project. Just is a it's an it's a HTML page. Only I did not add anything. Just I changed that home page. Okay, when we deploy the application, you can see the home page of this application. This is an Angular project, and okay. The pending verification is take little time, and yes, when I click the certificates, status is issued, but the verification CNAME verification is pending. Yeah, it's success now. So previously it was pending verification. Now it's success. We can use this certificate on CloudFront, Elastic Load Balancer, API Gateway, and other integrated AWS services. We don't want to pay for it, and we cannot export this certificate and use it on other third-party services. We cannot use it. Okay. Now let's go to the page, distribution page. This distribution was created. I think it was on progress, but now it's created.
Let me add my domain here, and okay, my domain name is shop, right? Shop dot solutions. The next gen dot solutions, and click next. And yeah, that certificate is displaying now. Let me select this certificate and click next button and add domains. So my customized domain has been added here. The default root object, we have to change the default root object. Our default root object is index.html, right? So we have to add it. Otherwise, let's see what error we are getting. Okay, before I add that index.html, we can see what is the impact of it. Go to the let. So I need to access this website using my customized domain. So for that, we need to add cname to my customized domain shop dot the next gen gen dot solutions. Okay, that is my customized domain. Let me add record and cname is called shop. This is the value I have to add it. Okay, now let me click save button. So first I created a S3 bucket and CloudFront and created SSL certificate, wildcard SSL certificate. Then I added CNAME record on GoDaddy. So now the service is ready to access. Let's see. Oh, still it's deploying. Okay, the last modification is still is deploying. The status is deploying. We have to wait for a couple of minutes. The CloudFront service takes a little time to deploy and ready for ready to use it. Right? It takes a little time. Okay, let's refresh this page. Okay, still the status is deploying, and I think I can close this window. The certificate creation is completed. So, and S3 bucket, okay, let it be. And we have to wait for a couple of minutes because it's deploying, and yeah. And let's see how the output of this page matches. Okay, so dot the next gen dot solutions, right? This is the page. Okay, it's saying access denied, right? But I have added an index.html page. But when I access this URL, it's saying access denied. So if I add index.html in that URL, then I can see the index page. So we cannot access the website using this URL. We can only enter that domain name. We won't add index.html in that URL, right? So if I remove that, then we will receive error like access denied, right? So for to avoid this, we have to edit this option here in the home page, general and settings. Edit it. We have to add default root object. So for that, edit this page and add default root index.html. Okay, just add that file name and click save changes. So the value has been updated, and now let's access this page. Yeah, now I received that index.html page, right? So after adding that value on default root object, then I can access the index.html page using this URL. So this is how we have to publish our S3 bucket content through the CloudFront. So now I added certificate, right? So we can access that URL using HTTPS. It's secure one. So the communication is secured. And if you want to secure the application, secure the website more, then you can add web application firewall here. So AWS Web Application Firewall helps us to prevent cyber threat to access our cyber attack. It prevent cyber attacks. Okay, and now the topic is how we have to compile the code and deploy the code using AWS code pipeline. So the website is ready, and now we are going to work on CI/CD part. Okay, let me open. Sorry, AWS code pipeline. The service name is AWS code pipeline, right? Yeah. Let me open that page. Before that, let me explain something. Here I have the source code, right? In this source code, I have added two YAML file, build spec.yaml file and deploy.yaml file. We open that build spec.yaml file. So I have mentioned what are the uh, which runtime environment should I use and what are the commands to compile the application and how to uh, upload an artifact after compiling the code. Okay, let me explain it. This is runtime version. So I'm going to use Node.js 22, and I have to execute these two commands npm install. So the first command is to install Angular module, and after that the npm install command to install the rest of the package, rest of the modules which we have in the package.json. This is pre-runtime, so we have to prepare this, and after that we have to compile. Sorry, pre-build commands. Okay, not pre-runtime. Pre-build commands. Okay. Now we need to enter the command in build section. So ng build helps us to compile the source code. Now after that we have to copy that this file. Okay, I need to edit it, right? Because this file name is deploy.yaml. Deploy.yaml is used to deploy the application to the S3 bucket. Let me explain later how I do that. So I have to change this file name because that file name is called deploy.yaml. So we copy that file into artifact folder. So let me commit the changes now, and let me explain another one. This is for this file build spec.yaml file is to compile the code and upload the artifact files into artifact repository. Okay, artifact where we keep that artifacts, we can upload the files to that location. And the second phase is deploy. So after compiling the code, we have to deploy the application to the S3 bucket. So previously we saw that, right? AWS code pipeline has and deployment option. Directly we can push the code into S3 bucket, but we can only copy the files to the directory. We cannot synchronize the files to the S3 bucket. For example, if if we keep an file like index2.html in S3 bucket, the next build in our artifact that index2.html is not does not exist. So what will happen when we use S3 sync command? That index2.html file will be deleted on the S3 bucket because it does not exist in this artifact files, right? So for that we use AWS S3 sync command. Okay, let me open that pipeline, then I explain you, then you can easily understand. I just click create new pipeline. Here, let's see custom build custom pipeline and click next. Here we can view the pipeline name shop dot the next gen solution, and there are multiple execution mode. I select queued mode. Okay. Okay, let's create a new service role. This service role helps us to This service role helps us to access CloudWatch because we are going to store the log files on the CloudWatch, and it helps us to access S3 bucket. Okay. Now, yeah, it allows to use this service role, and let's click Advanced button. Yeah, it's a default location. Yeah, let it be, and click Next. Okay, the name is already exist. Let's add dot new and click Next. What is the source provider? Here I'm going to use GitHub. Okay, now we need to connect to the GitHub. So I have already logged in the GitHub page. So it's let me confirm it, and we can see that the authentication was successed. And after that, we can see the repository name here. Here I'm going to use Angular Project 11, and branch name is main, and click Next. So build optional. What is the build optional? So the input artifact is this one, and I'm going to use other build provider. Okay, for other build provider, AWS code build. So the project name, let me create new project. Okay, that helps us to compile the project, right? So I just enter the name dot build. Okay, I hope you can see that entire screen, right? So now I share my entire screen, and now after click that, let me leave this page. Yes, I click create project. Right after that, this pop-up has been open, and I click my project name, and it's for build the application. Right, it's a default project. Okay, and on demand. Okay, EC2 is container. Yeah, we don't want to. We can specify that operating system here, and we can select the runtime, which image should use to compile this code. And so here we have to mention the build spec. I showed right here is a build spec file, right? So I have to specify this build spec file name here. I keep this file within the source code. Most of the time we use S3 bucket to keep the file. Okay. Now I mentioned build spec. Yeah, the log file should be stored on the CloudWatch log service, and I think we are good. Yes. Okay. Now continue to code pipeline. I click continue to okay. Okay, it's asking to remove the dot. So let me remove the dot, and I add underscore instead of dot. Okay, and click continue to code pipeline. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. It will be created. Then we can. Yeah, it's asked to leave this page and go to this page. You can see the project name what we created earlier, and it's a single build, right? The input artifact it's already selected source artifact, and the next stage is test stage. We are not going to test the application now. Let's skip this stage and deployment, right? Actually, we are going to use again AWS build service because if I select this option, that the file, whatever we have in that artifact, that will be copied into the AWS S3 bucket. But if the file does not exist in the artifact and exist on S3 bucket. When we select this option, it won't be deleted on the S3 bucket. This option will keep files on S3 bucket, which does not exist on artifact. That is not correct way. So I skip deploy stage for now, and I just create this pipeline. Okay, I think I need to change the name. Saying some error. Why? Could not create role. What happened? This is right. Okay. Okay, the service name is already created, and click next, and could not create. Let's see. Don't want to change anything here, and we can skip test stage. We can skip deployment stage and review it. Why it's not allowing to create this role? I don't know. Let's ask. Could not create role. Endless code pipeline service of next one. Okay. Let's see what is the mistake. I have full access to the. Okay. I think I can. No, I need to create new role, right? Then only different name. Okay, it's asked to create. It's asked to use different name. Let's try. So yeah, and different name means just remove dots. Okay, and click next. Yeah, that is correct. And skip test, skip deploy, and create pipeline. Okay, this is already assist duplicate num or not. Yeah, policy called. A policy called. Okay, okay. Let me remove that policy. I think previously when it tested, it was created. Let me remove the policy, and you can see policies, right. This policy is not available. I don't know why it's showing. Okay, a policy called. Okay, I think I copied the correct strings. Okay, just copy that string policies. Yeah, it was created, right. Let me delete it and try to create the pipeline again. Yes, it's created successfully, and yeah, we don't want to execute this build of now, and we need to add deployment stage, right. So for that I stopped the compilation, and we need to add another stage. It's called code deployment. Code deploy. Okay. Okay, I don't want to give a space, and click add deployment, And yes, add action group. Your action group name is deploy project. Action provided, I'm going to select AWS code build. Input artifact. So previously we got build artifact, right? We can get our input artifact. The project name, we need to create a new project. Previously I created build, right? So similarly, let me, okay, I think we can use that. No, we cannot use it because we need to specify the YAML file location, right? So here let me create another one, deploy. Okay, and default demand everything that it be, and just we need to change that build spec detail. Okay, use build spec file. The build spec file name is called deploy, right? That's what I mentioned in the, okay. This deploy.yaml will be used to deploy the application. So I mentioned the, yeah, this one, right? So deployment option build spec. Okay, create project. I have to mention it here. And yes, continue code pipeline. So after creating these project details, it will be displayed, and we don't need output artifact. Just click done. Then the stage will be added to the, okay, deploy project. There is, we should not keep, we should follow that name standard. Don't add space and click done. Now the stage has been added to this pipeline. Yes, after added, and click save it. Click save it. Okay, now the process, the pipeline has been triggered after applying the changes. So when you refresh this page, you can see that here, right? 3 minutes ago, 1 minute ago, it was success. It's showing some execution is going on. We can see the log files. Just open it. We can see the log files here, right? Here it's using node 22. What we mentioned in the build.xml file, we informed to use node version 22. And here the first command, right? npm install -g angular CLI. The first command has been executed, and the second command npm install has been executed. And after that, this is pre-build commands. Now ng build command helps us to compile the entire source code. So here pre-build, now entering phase build. Here is the ng build command. Okay, there is no error. Output location is stored to this directory. So when we check this ls command, you can see the source code and output directory location, output directory folder name, right? This is the output directory. Here the file is stored in this location, and I think the file is stored in dist src folder. Under the src folder, dist, it's stored it here. Let's see how it's working. And I copy that artifact to artifact tree and go back and code deployment, right? So the build has been completed and the code deployment. So let's ask to execute it. So the deployment did not execute, right? Let me check why it was not triggered. So the entry point, we have to add entry point, I think. Okay, I think this is correct only. Let's edit it and we can see there is no entry point for it. Just cancel it and we can see the code deploy and edit the stage, add entry condition, rollback or fail. Yes. Okay. Now click change. I click save button to update these changes. What happened? It was triggered 6 minutes before, but the code deploy was not happened, right? What is the cause of this? It was triggered 8 minutes before, and this one is 5 minutes ago. Okay, no problem. Let's click release changes. We can specify that commit ID. Here we can take latest code. Okay. Yeah, the pipeline has been triggered again. Yes, just now, right? So it takes little time as it has to compile that. Here you can see the log files. So Node 22 version is using. So after complete this build step, the code deploy step should be started automatically. And let's see. Here running npm install Angular CLI, and after it is executing npm install command to compile the to download the model folders, node model folders, using the package.json file, right? So we need to execute npm install command to install node models. Okay, this part is over, and so for 9 files, those files has been uploaded into Artifactory. And what happened to that deployment stage? So this is completed. I don't know why it's not started automatically. Okay, I think I need to change something. For showing failure message. Let's see what is the cause of this failure. This is pipeline I used. Okay, and open it. Yeah, the code deployment got failure because what is the reason? Let's explain. This role, right, is not authorized to perform, which means uh, this role is using to compile the code and build the code, compile the code and deploy the code to the S3 bucket. So we did not provide access to this role to access S3 bucket. So for that, we need to give access to this role. So let me open that role page and explain how I can do that. So when I click role button, so this role, right? So I need to copy that entire role, and oh, this is the role name. Just copy this role name and put it into the role, and you can see the role details. So this role does not have access to update files on AWS S3 bucket. So these are two policies has been added. You need to add another policy and give S3 bucket access to the. So let's give full access to the S3 bucket for now. We can limit the access, but right now I give full access to the S3 bucket. Okay. Now I have added this policy to this role, and we can retry this. Okay, and go back, and you can retry the stage. When I click this button, this process will be started again. What happened? Okay, again we got some error. Automated stage rollback was not triggered. There was a no loss successful stage. Okay, I go back again and open this pipeline. So what is the error? It's not authorized to perform code build star build. Code build star build on resources because no identity policy. Okay. Let's ask ChatGPT what is the cause of this error. Because I have added the S3 bucket, now we got different error. Let's ask ChatGPT what is the cause of this error. Okay, it's explain. I did not ask any question. Okay, AWS does not have permission to start code build. Okay, to fix this, they asked to add the to add this permission to the IAM role. Let's open it and add permission. Create inline policy. Policy editor. You can use JSON. You can directly paste the values here. And yeah, click next. Code build, right? Code build. Yes. Create policy. Oh, I should not use space here. So click create policy. Yes, it will be added. Yes, it's added now, right? So yeah, I can try again and go back and try retry stage. This is our default index page. Now we deploy the code to the AWS S3 bucket. Let's see how the page will be, and it's in progress. When you open it, you can see the logs here, right? Some still, I think we are getting some execution error. Okay, I think I need to update the bucket name. The bucket name is what I mentioned in this file build deploy.yaml. The bucket name is let me confirm whether the bucket name is correct or not. This is okay. Yeah, the bucket name is correct, but we encounter some error. What is that? Please contact status. Command execution error while executing command. What is the error? They did not specify that error. Recursive assist. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT to provide a solution for it. You know how that LLM helps us to fix those errors. Permission issue. They said permission issue. Okay, the code build role does not have permission to this object, but we previously provided some permission, right? Let me check uh, for that. Just go to the developer tool. Here, build, right? Code build project. We use deploy. Here we are using policy detail role. What is the role? Where is the role detail? Yes, this is the service role. Yeah, open the service role. Okay. Now, yeah, it does not have access to the S3 bucket. Here we need to add policy. So let's get the policy detail from ChatGPT, and we can use JSON format and add the policy here. Okay, something problem with that syntax. I think we need to add policy like this, right? Yeah, we need to add like these values. I think we are good. Let's yeah, we need to remove this and remove these lines. Where is it? Right. Okay. What is the error? I think I missed something. This is correct one. The statement, right? Let's. Yes, I need to add the square. I need to close the square bracket. Now it's work. Okay, and click next, and it's asking to provide the policy name. Upload files to S3 bucket, and click create policy. The policy has been added, and we can try again. Go back, retry stage. So the execution action has not been run yet. Let's see. Yeah, it started now. So the role permission is very important here. We need to provide the correct permission to the role. Otherwise, the pipeline communicates with AWS S3 bucket to push the code into the S3 bucket. So what is the how the pipeline authenticate with the AWS S3 bucket? So the role AWS role, IAM role, right? So we need to give access to that particular AWS S3 bucket. Then only we can push the code into the S3 bucket. So here it's showing. Okay, let's see tail of. Okay, it's still in queue. Let's wait. It takes a little time, but let's refresh S3 bucket page. See what's happening. And go to the S3 bucket. We can see the content right still index.html showing. The deployment is not happened. Let's wait. Still in progress. The log is not showing anything. Okay, go back. Yeah, still in progress. Oh, it started 2 minutes ago. Okay, I don't know what's happening with that. The log file does not show anything. Okay, let's open CloudWatch log. Okay, it's executing this command, right? It takes little time. Yeah. So the code has been deployed to the S3 bucket successfully. I think. Oh no, still we got some error. What is the error? Because no identity policy is not authorized to perform S3 put object. This role, right? This role does not have access to push files to S3 bucket. Let's open IAM. Oh my god. And click roles. Open the role and see what is what. Oh yeah, it's updated, but it's asking something. What is that? S3 put S3 put object, right? S3 put object. Okay. Okay. Let's give full access to this bucket because we don't want. Yeah, let's try this role. This. Let me add this permission to this policy. Then we can see what's happening. Right. Okay. So we have to add within the code and update it. Next, save changes. Okay, let's retry again. If miss the permission, we get error like that. We have to fix based on the error because the error shows what permission we need, right? So just 1 minute. Yeah. So the command is running. Let's see. Yeah, the file has been uploaded successfully. I mean, synchronize the files. Okay, not upload. Upload is different. Here it's synchronized to the S3 bucket. We can see the S3 bucket. So now the file has been, I mean, the artifact has been deployed to the server. Okay, you can see this was previously when we create S3 bucket. Initially, we uploaded an index file to the S3 bucket. Now we deployed the source code, Angular source code to the S3 bucket. Let's see how the URL is. Okay, I think it's in the cache. Let's open incognito mode and let's see what happened. Oh, we uploaded the files, right? At least let me check. Even I don't know what is the content of index.html. Let's confirm. Okay, I think it's in the cache. That's why we are sure we are seeing like this. Let's try index.html. No, the same page is displaying. Let me open a S3 bucket and the file has been uploaded. Okay, open that bucket and open the index.html and download it. Okay. Yeah, the download file is showing like this, but it's not updated yet. I think it has some cache issue. Let's clear the cache now. CloudFront. Okay. Okay, this is CloudFront open. We have to stop the cache for a while and how to do that. Yeah, behavior. Here, here it's a catching policy, right? Uh, Catching. Let's disable the catch. Catching disable. Okay, catching disable and save changes. Now the CloudWatch disable the catch. This content comes from the cache, CloudWatch cache, but the index file is different, right? Let's refresh. Now it's displaying the correct page. Okay, this is what we deployed to the S3 bucket. Okay, and if I want to make any changes in the index file, let's expand this directory and open this file. This is the file, right? So solution and here, okay, I need to edit it and Here version 2, version 2. Commit my changes. Here mention version 2. Okay. Okay. Now I have committed my changes on the GitHub. Let's open pipeline. So the pipeline is triggered automatically, and the build process is going on. I think we will get some issue with that because the artifact file was generated on different location. Let's confirm it. Okay. This is the build spec, right? Let me open build spec. Let me close other pages. I think we can close all other pages. Here, build spec.yaml. Open it. Here we uploaded. Copy that. Okay, I think it will work. Let's see. So the npm install command is running, and let's wait for a couple of minutes. Then you can see the changes. So the update, like I have updated that index.html file like version 2. So the current page is not showing version 2, and it should show version 2 here. I don't know where it will show. So the pipeline still is running. Yeah, it's copied into the artifact, and the next stage. So build is complete, and the code deploy is running, and it started. You can see the log. When we don't want to open the log, we can see the details in that. So now it's synchronized the value, and yeah, it's here. It's right. It's deleting old files, and copying, uploading files to the bucket. So now it's completed. Let's see the changes here. Now it's showing version 2, right? Previously it was not added. Now we added this string and updated the code into the GitHub, and the pipeline was triggered automatically. The pipeline has build and deploy stages. So the build stage compile the source code and push the upload the artifact into artifact tree, and the deploy stage takes the artifact files from the artifact tree and synchronize the files into S3 bucket. So this is how we can create S3 bucket. We can host our static content on S3 bucket and using CloudFront. And I demonstrated how we can deploy the code using CodePipeline. So this is a sample project. You can use the same method to your project wherever you need to deploy the code to the S3 bucket, and use this method. Okay, that's all from my side today. Let's meet with another session, and until bye bye.